Good afternoon and welcome. My name is Tyrell. I'm the Technical Manager at Modern OneSolve. Thank you very much to all for taking time out to attend our What's New in Manufacturing and Mining. Today we'll be having a look at process and mechanical, the workflow between the two. And this session really covers some of the key features that have been introduced in this year's release of Plant 3D, and furthermore how to better leverage and communicate design data between Autodesk Plant 3D and Inventor Professional. To go over the agenda real quick, like I've mentioned, we'll have a look at some of the new features in Plant 3D, really the installation and Autodesk collaboration. Moving on from that, we'll go into the process mechanical workflow. We'll have a look at preparing our Inventor equipment, working through the BIM content set of tools, leveraging that information inside Plant 3D, and finally utilizing the Plant 3D equipment templates. We will have a Q&A session at the very end. I am going to ask that everyone keep their mics muted. At the end of this session, we will give you the opportunity to unmute so you can ask your questions. You can also make use of the chat feature or chat box within this session to post questions as well. Moving into those new features, as mentioned, there have been some improvements around installation. Installation is now displayed with pipe objects in orthographic drawings. And you can choose to either hide the installation lines, hide the pipelines behind the installation, or show the pipelines behind the installations in orthographic drawings. On an existing ortho drawing, you can use the installation tool to place an installation symbol together with the installation type and thickness along the pipe. You can see how that's coming through in the first image on the slide. Sticking with installation improvements, but moving across to the model space environment. Over here, you'll see that transparent installation has been introduced. So previously, installation display wasn't transparent. So if ever we enabled or turned on the display of installation, it really just thickened the pipe. And sometimes it made it quite difficult to tell whether a pipe had installation or if it was maybe just an odd pipe size that was being utilized. So having this transparent display of installation really creates a nice visual cue or a nice visual reference to make this easier to recognize. Regarding the installation display for non-Plant 3D users, so for those that are using Plant 3D, obviously this is applicable to anyone using Plant 3D, or at least 2021. If we share this information with members outside of that environment, so if we're sharing outside of Plant 3D to standard AutoCAD users, it will create a 3D solid for that installation display, and it will have a transparent appearance as well. So even for non-plant users, they can still toggle that installation display on or off using standard layer control settings. Beyond the installation improvements, and probably the biggest improvement or the greatest feature that's come into Plant is the collaboration service. So the collaboration service is now based on the latest BIM 360 technology, making it faster and more stable. Aside from replacing BIM 360 Team with the document management module in BIM 360, the collaboration workflow remains the same. BIM 360 Design is a cloud-based solution that integrates with the AutoCAD Plant 3D 2021 toolset to provide an enhanced cloud collaboration experience. In this release, you can now directly share a cloud-based file between AutoCAD Plant 3D and the document management module on the BIM 360 platform. By leveraging the document management module, permission management is now available in the collaboration workflow. With this feature, project teams and the extended stakeholders can securely collaborate and share files and data across locations and disciplines. I have got a short video clip that I would like to play for everybody. It's just really an overview of BIM 360 Design and that integration with Plant 3D.
Autodesk understands the struggles faced by plant designers and engineers when collaborating across teams and locations. That's why Autodesk created BIM 360 Design, the cloud-based collaboration solution for AEC professionals. BIM 360 Design, now with collaboration for AutoCAD Plant 3D, delivers an enhanced collaboration experience for plant designers and engineers. This allows for secure sharing of Plant 3D files and data between plant designers, engineers, and stakeholders. Plant 3D users can also share P&IDs with Revit users, providing them with a view of the overall plant design. Let's look at an example of how BIM 360 Design improves workflow collaboration within Plant 3D. First, the project administrator sets up the collaboration space in BIM 360 Design. The administrator then adds the project collaborators and defines the appropriate permissions before sharing the Plant 3D project to the collaboration space. The P&ID drafter will then create the P&IDs for the project. The piping designer will then create the 3D piping models using the P&ID as guidance. Drafters will then generate the necessary ortho and ISO drawings from the 3D model, including documentation such as bills of materials. All Plant 3D project DWGs from P&ID to 3D piping model to ortho or ISO are all automatically visible in BIM 360 Design when working in a collaboration project. The project manager can check the progress of the project at any stage and assign tasks as part of the review process. With Autodesk collaboration for Plant 3D and BIM 360 Design, users can manage permissions, share data easily and securely, and get more out of the software they already love.
Fantastic. Very exciting stuff coming to plant. All right, so moving into the process mechanical workflow, we'll cover preparing the inventor equipment, exporting the BIM content, importing BIM content to Plant 3D, and then leveraging Plant 3D equipment templates. Moving over into inventor, and just to start off with over here as well, a few things to keep in mind. Firstly, Plant 3D designers do not need fully detailed models. In fact, providing them with such models not only creates unusable file sizes, but includes a face count and complexity that would make the plant model struggle. Multiple instances would then further compound the problem. Shrink wrap functionality helps generate a single file that has options to remove features such as holes, fillets, chamfers, and pockets in order to create a lightweight file that can then be authored and exported as a building component. And obviously that is then leveraged inside Plant 3D. The BIM content set of tools helps define BIM-ready models. Defining classifications makes it easier to filter data and enable extracted data to be understood elsewhere. Connectors also help designers connect equipment to existing Plant 3D process installations. Exporting the BIM model to an ADSK file format enables downstream users to reuse or leverage this model information. When importing the inventor authored ADSK file into Plant 3D, the file is read into the current drawing. Authored information from inventor will translate into Plant 3D as well, such as the equipment property information and connector information. This could include the locations of those connectors, by the way. After configuring the equipment, we could export out as a standard Plant 3D equipment template in order to leverage that data in the same project or other projects at a later stage. So next, I'm going to go through a quick video that Yashin and I recorded that illustrates the process one would follow in order to leverage the mechanical equipment from Inventor. So first, the model would be prepared using the methods we spoke of earlier to simplify and lighten the load. It'll be coming into Plant 3D. As you can see, Yashin's gone through that shrink wrap tool. And next, we'll be moving over into the BIM content environment where he will set up the connector information as well as author information on that component or on that piece of equipment. As mentioned previously as well, this information will translate back to Plant 3D. Fantastic. And that information should be exported and authored out now. I will highlight these properties that are being populated. I will highlight on those or just touch on those inside Plant 3D as well, so you can see where they came through. Okay, so that's really the process that one would follow to prepare this Inventor equipment before exporting it out as an ADSK file. From here, we would really move back into the plant environment where we would then import that information back to leverage. Okay, so over here, we've brought the authored Inventor ADSK file into Plant 3D and assigned an equipment type. As you can see, the connector locations are already defined, as these were done inside Inventor. We will assign the nozzle information, though, based on our Plant 3D project specs. The property information from Inventor translates to Plant 3D, and you should see that coming up on the screen as well. So there you'll see, as I scroll through the properties quite quick, you can see how the property information has come through on the manufacturer side, as well as in the short description of that component. This behaves as standard Plant 3D equipment, and we can route piping from here as well. You can, at this stage, export this piece of equipment out as a Plant 3D piece of equipment, and this allows us to leverage this configured model in the current or in new projects. Once saved out as an equipment template, very straightforward to bring that back in. It's a matter of creating a piece of equipment based on the template, and there you see how the data has come back through and how the nozzle information has already been defined. Okay, so that's really just an overview of that process and mechanical workflow and how we would leverage mechanical data from Inventor inside Plant 3D. Moving into the Q&A section, no questions here. I would like to say thank you very much for taking the time out to attend the session. If you do think of anything you would like to ask, anything you might be unsure of, or maybe require some assistance with, please don't hesitate to contact us here at OneSolve. Thank you very much and have a fantastic day.